That's not how the Force works.
I don't care!
Put a chicken in it and make her name it gay!
G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Prepare to start the show, R2. This is where the fun begins. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Casual Rage 213, where we casually rage out about the topics of the week. I hope you're all doing well. I am definitely having some serious computer issues, and I don't even know how to explain what's happening, because I basically start loading up. Like, for example, I was getting ready for the stream. I was getting all my tabs ready and, getting everything organized. And then all of a sudden, boom, computer just crashes. Like the entire computer turns off. And then I boot, and I've left my TV on. Look how unorganized I am. I don't know if you can hear the volume in the background. So unprofessional, so unorganized. So I'm leaving my camera off too, because I don't know what that's going to do. I honestly thought my entire computer was going to crash during the intro. And then you'd just be left with silence as soon as the stream officially starts. But we are here and we're going to get through. We weren't here last week. The funny thing is the thing about last week is, man, there's not a lot to talk about. There's not a lot of Star Wars stuff to talk about. Disney Star Wars this year, 2025, they have blown their load so early. In the first 6 months of the year, they have pretty much dropped everything that they're coming out with. The only thing that I think that we're still got coming this year, right, is Visions, which I don't think. I mean, I don't think. I know, we all know it's not canon. If barely anybody really watches it, it mustn't cost that much to make. If they've done 3 seasons. And it probably just doesn't get any criticism, really. I think the most thing that we saw in regards to Visions was the umbrella lightsaber thing. But the reason why people don't jump on that, I've never talked about it, I've never even watched it, is because it's not canon. It's not attached to anything. So in regards to what Disney's doing with Star Wars, why would we watch it? I've also had a really bad last 36 hours, I reckon. I was supposed to be on side scrollers this morning. Now, for me, it starts at 2 a.m., right? And being that that's 2 a.m. on Friday morning for me, I worked all day Thursday. But the worst part about working yesterday was the fact that I had to get up 2 hours earlier than I usually do. So I was up at 6 a.m. because I had to go take some cars to a shopping center for like a display thing that we're doing at the shopping center near where our dealership is. So I was up earlier. So I thought, fuck it. Like, Blabs messaged me around midnight and I was still awake. And I'm like, yeah, I was joking around. Like, she's like, I hope that you can make it. And I'm like, yeah, hopefully. And she's like, you better. And I was joking. But then I decided, like, I'm just going to have a nap. I set my alarms and everything. And I woke up at 5 a.m. You know that feeling? Have you ever, I don't know, I'm a really bad morning person. So this has happened to me quite a bit in my life. But have you ever like woken up at the time that you're actually supposed to be like at work, or if let's say you were in school, like the time that you were supposed to be in school, and like you get up in a shot, like you're like instantly awake and you're like, fuck. That's what I was like this morning at 5 a.m. because I was supposed to be on side scrollers, and I hate letting Blabs down because I love her to death. She's awesome. And I like side scrollers. I like Craig. I like getting on there and just shooting some shit. I like getting around and, you know, even if some of the topics like I don't massively have an interest in, or I don't like pay attention to a lot, if like there's a story there, like it'll pique my interest, and like I'll always have questions or, you know, an opinion or a thought on it. It's not hard to do that. But yeah, to the side scrollers, guys, not that I don't think any of you really come over here and watch my streams or listen. I do apologize. I really do. I feel horrible. I messaged Craig. I messaged Blabs. Anyway, I'm really sorry I missed it. And I was looking forward to it too, which was annoying as well. But yeah, so like no Star Wars news last week. They blew their load early. What do you think? Like, I've put in the title of this stream, Star Wars news, because we talk about the Star Wars news that comes up usually during the week. The Andor stuff in there's like pretty much a nothing burger. I will say Andor, the talk about Andor, despite like the only thing that people are now going to talk about it is they're going to watch the ratings as they come out with the Nelson stuff and everything. And they'll report on that. And then that's it. Like, that's where, like, you know, for the people that liked it, I reckon they may have gone back and rewatched it a second time, like straight away. But I don't see those people and the want to go back and rewatch it again and again and again and again. It's definitely not like the Star Wars movies in that sense. But no one's talking about it anymore. No one's talking about it anymore. The worst part that I see about this is like, you know, as much as this show was maybe better than everything else that they came out with, you know, I don't think Tony Gilroy's hanging around. But this just feeds the rumor mill. It feeds the talking points. And then when you see how much hype there has been out there about it, and then you see like the panels and the things that, you know, the actors and the cast and everything sort of say about things, and it just, I don't know. I don't get sucked in by that, guys. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't get sucked in by the fact that this is what's brought Star Wars back or anything like that. It's not. So I'm going to get to you guys in the chat. I'm sorry. I'm just ranting. I haven't streamed in 2 weeks. If you can't tell too, I've got like a bit of a blocked nose. I'm fine. I'm not sick or anything, but I do have like a little bit of a blocked nose, which is annoying. It's this time of year. We've just hit winter and it's chilly. And I know the Americans are like, you don't know what winter is. Because like where I am, like we don't really ever get any snow, but it's fucking cold. Like we'll hit maybe, I think the lowest that we'll get to is like -1, -2, like overnight, maybe -3 or 4. Yeah, overnight, and the highs of like during winter probably 13 degrees, and that's Celsius. If you want to do your math on it. So excuse me if I sniffle a bit. I try to mute myself if I need to do anything. All right, let's quickly say hello to the chat. We've got Tillium in the chat. We've got Star Wars Marvel Purist. You're fired. We've got OG Star Wars. How you doing, Alora? Good to see you. Smash the like button, guys. Quinton's here. How you doing? SWA-who. Lara A, always coming back and rewatching the streams. Good to see you, Lara. Dash, good to see ya. Check that. Mrs. Dash, good to see ya. Dr. Coffinails, how you doing? Papa Palpatine's Pizza Padawan. How you doing? Raging Rhino complaining about his computer. I'm hopefully getting it fixed this weekend. I'm taking it to my guy. I've got a friend that knows computers really, really well, and he doesn't charge like if I was to get somebody, just pay somebody to come and have a look at it, and I can trust him. Fear of FEMA, good to see you. We got Holocron Library Fox, the mods. Melissa Lord is here. The Nuisance Bird. Who else we got? I did see a few more down here. Trev, how you doing? How come you haven't made any videos recently? Okay. It has been a little bit tough to do videos with, like, it's funny, because I started my YouTube channel around the time that COVID started. It seemed that it made it easier for obvious reasons, it made it easier to make content for YouTube. I was basically being government paid, not that it helped massively. It definitely was way smaller than my actual income. But, got government paid to basically stay home and all I had to do was make videos. Like I had nothing to be ashamed of in regards to doing that. So, and what I mean by that is like, as opposed to, let's say, taking a sick day from work when you're not sick just to do something on YouTube, let's say, which I've never done. But now, like, I'm back full time in the swing of things with work, and how coming back from America, I like way overspent in America, and it's hurt me. And I'm still making up for it now, even though that was all the way back in October. So I'm really concentrating just on work. I still enjoy doing the streams. I did actually think, it was funny, I was in the shower and I'm thinking, like, I haven't done a video for a while, and I was thinking of like, what if I was to do a video, what would I do? Don't want to just do this, be on the screen, quickly talk about something for 10 minutes. I want to give you guys something good if I haven't done anything for a while. So it would have to be like a scripted, well-edited video. And I was just thinking of something like the rise and fall of Star Wars. I know giving my ideas out there is a I don't know, bad idea, good idea, who cares? The rise and fall of Star Wars, and just basically sort of, quick synopsis overview of George Lucas creating Star Wars, building it into the empire that he built it into, and then the takeover by Disney, and like where we are now, like bringing it, like I'm sure there's people that have done videos like this before, it's at least similar to it or same premise. But they did it after, let's say, The Last Jedi. where we are now compared to where we were when The Last Jedi dropped, it's crazy. You think that when The Last Jedi happens, there was only 2 splinter fandoms? Whew. Mate. Fuck, the categories of fucking splinter groups is insane. And you've got people that fit in like multiple groups, if you want to put it that way. But in regards to videos, look, Trev, I'm not calling it complete quits. If I was calling it complete quits, I'd basically just shut down the channel, stop doing streams, and like not have memberships and stuff like that. I would feel really bad if people just kept paying memberships and I'm not doing anything at all. I will eventually get back around to doing some videos. Just if you can be patient, it's definitely not my full-time job. I wish I had a little bit more time on my hands. The legendary Mike Hill. Guys, in all honesty, I wouldn't even be doing this stream if it wasn't for Mike, for the stuff that he sends me. Because I've stopped paying attention as much. Like, not that I don't care. Like, I still watch all the guys. I still watch, Purist. I still watch Melvin. And I'm still watching people's streams and videos, Ryan and, Flash and people out there. I'm still paying attention. But I'm not like... I'm not sitting there on fucking Twitter anymore going through and like, oh, what a stupid fucking take. We could talk about that on fucking Casual Rage. You know what I'm saying? Quinton is switching between... I know. A More Civilized Age is going right now. And there we go. I just went from 30 viewers to 5. I love A More Civilized Age. I love Matt Wilkins. Ryan's awesome. It was awesome meeting him while I was in America. Yeah, I really like... I like being in the chat for More Civilized Age. And there we go. Those last 5 people that I had are now in the chat over there. Yeah, it's such a like, I'm glad that they're doing it as a stream now as opposed to like recorded hour-long video sort of thing. More interaction. It's awesome. Stephen Brown, how you doing? Hello there. Let's see. Have I missed anyone? I'm sure I have. We got Soul Assassin. Another awesome mod. Mr. Bantham, I see you. I see you, Blake. It can't be better than Bad Batch. What, Andor? No, Andor's better than Bad Batch. Like I said, Bad Batch only had 3 decent episodes where they were actually able to tell a story and something and at least made me feel something for a character once. It's not much of an achievement, to be honest with you. Rhino hates chat. No, that's not true. I don't hate you guys. Because of my reading level and my dyslexia, it doesn't help. Like, I try and pay attention the best I can. You guys know me. Do we get high winds there? Yes. Yes. And the high winds, though, that we get are usually from, like, the south. So, like, from basically the south. They're basically coming off the poles, the South Pole. And it just comes up and it's like ice hitting your face. Like, there was a day the other day and, like, it was like 7 or 8 degrees with a wind chill factor of 0. So, like, when the wind hits your face, which is constantly, it feels like 0, but it's actually only 8 degrees or something like that. I don't know how that works exactly, but that's what we get told. Sounds nice for winter. Yeah, see? See? DJ Nuisance. I don't know if I say that right, but that's what you are. Thank you. G'day. G'day, mate. Agent 71, I see you. Did you finish those nasty beers off? Well, yeah, I finished. I finished the original purchase ones. I've just had to buy more. So now I'm restocked. I'm restocked with Foster's. It's the worst beer in the world, and I fucking hate drinking it. I must admit, being that I've now drank an entire case of it during the course of flashcasts for however long now, I've sort of gotten used to it. So it doesn't taste as bad, but I know it's still bad, if you get what I'm saying. Nah, not that close. What else we got here? See, now that somebody said that I hate the chat, like, we're not even going to go into topics. we're just going to talk to the chat the whole time. I can't believe you got another case of Foster's, dude. I didn't even agree to it. That's the worst part about it. Flash just goes, yep, if we get another blah, blah, blah super chat, whatever it was, $100 super chat, I'll send Rhino the money and get him another case of Foster's. I'm like, what? What? That's when I started negotiating. I'm like, I need more than just the case to drink the case. So like, I'll buy you another bottle of bourbon. All right. That I think that's worth it. I think that's worth it. I've been enjoying Flashcasts, getting a bit of a buzz on Flashcasts. The worst part about it is, like, because it's in the middle of Sunday afternoon for me, and we finish at like maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, I am too plastered to do anything else. Like, even if I needed to go to the shops and get something, I can't. Can't drive anywhere. Sometimes I can barely walk to my couch, which is like 2 feet away, 3 feet away. I can touch it from where I am right now. Anyway, we are going to get into the topics, though, because there's some stupid, like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I think we're living in some sort of Twilight Zone. Some universe of fucking weirdness. I don't know. Was it when we turned on that fucking thing that they've got in Switzerland or something? You know, that fucking, what's it called? Can't even remember the name of it. Switzerland's your clue, chat. Hadron Collider. That's what it is. We turned that on and fucking changed something. We went into another multiverse. It did something to us. I'd actually like to actually see that. Like, when was the first time we turned on the Hadron Collider? And, like, was that, like, when it really started to turn? Like, what was the culture like the day before the Hadron Collider was turned on? Oh, man, I wonder if going back now, it's kind of like Back to the Future. If we look back into the history now that the Hadron Collider has put us in an alternate universe, is the past the history that we read now based on the history of this future or of this present? So, like, you know, we go back to the first day the Hadron Collider turned on and the culture, whoa, you know what I'm saying, don't you? The culture was already like this before we turned on the Hadron Collider. But it actually wasn't. But we don't know that because we're in the alternate dimension. You know what dimension we made it into? You know, we could have gone to, like, the most awesomest dimension where everybody is happy, everybody lives their best life. There's no fucking shit going on. It's just beautiful. And we're making fucking technological advances into fucking everything. But no, we turn on the Hadron Collider and fucking we just get booted into the retard dimension. Here, this is what you get for being so fucking stupid. And just get kicked. It's like God saying, you're a fucking idiot. Stop playing around with stupid shit. I don't even know if that's... Like, I don't even really know what the Hadron Collider does. I've heard a couple of things where they're making fucking molecules or something fucking smash into each other, seeing what happens. Trying to prove theories. I know a little bit, but like, fuck. We did. We got fucking pushed into the retarded dimension of Earth. Where actual people truly believe that men are women and women are men and fucking, you know, fucking everybody is racist just because. And everybody's just become a Nazi if you don't agree and shit like that, you know. Yeah, we got the worst possible timeline. That's right, Dr. Coffinals. We got the worst possible timeline. Thank you. All right, let's get into it. So, the first thing that I'm going to talk about is just it's sort of popped up and it's gone a little bit viral, and I reckon it has for like kind of good reasons. I think the whole thing is kind of stupid, to be honest with you. But let me bring this up. Let me bring this up first. So obviously, Marvel Comics, you've probably heard T'Challa's son is going to be white. Now, if you remember, and that's the reason why I had this up, because I just wanted to share, because this became a meme, right? Like, when everybody was, when did this first hit? Was this after the rumor came out about Magneto? The first time the Magneto rumor happened? Because there was already a lot of... like race swaps or gender swaps. And then I think it was the Magneto, making Magneto black that then triggered we just may as well start making fucking Black Panther white. And it became like a meme and it became a joke. I'm pretty sure that's when it happened. Well, now they've decided to actually lean into it. Now, the funny thing about this is it's the same people that complain and say that they don't have a problem with the race swaps or the gender swaps. This is what I'm observing, that actually have a problem with him being race swapped. Now, I also want to point out, I don't know, is this an existing character in the Marvel universe, or is this a Disney Marvel created character? Like, if they just, I don't know if there's source material, let's say, on this character specifically. I will scroll down and when you actually see his mother doesn't look... Oh no, my scrolling's not working. Am I going to crash? Oh, it just jumped. Am I still with you guys? I hope I am. See that? That's my computer fucking up. Honestly thought then, I got so scared. Monica. Let's continue. So Monica, I look at that picture there, and if it's their biological son, I don't see how, an albino? It's really the only possible way, right? To have two black parents and still come out white would be the only possible way would be albino. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. But yes, it seems to be the people that complain about us complaining about gender swaps and race swaps and stuff like that seem to have a problem with the fact that they're making him white. I heard another rumor that they're going to make him like the bad guy, which wouldn't surprise me if they did. And I don't like, I've watched a couple of videos as well. And from what I'm hearing, like, I don't think that they're going to make him like the official Black Panther. He might fight for the throne or something like that, but they may never actually give it to him. Like, I don't know. And to be honest with you, I don't care. I actually find this actually more funny than anything else. Because as somebody that would complain if you did a race swap on, let's say, a Magneto, for somebody who thinks that your race swap, the race swap of Severus Snape is stupid. This is just as stupid. So there's consistency here. See, there's consistency. Whereas from the people that are complaining about this, they're the ones that where all the hypocrisy comes from. I'll do that after. But yeah, it does seem like it's trying to run. When it crashes, it seems like it's trying to run like massive amounts of programs or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I just find this more hilarious and funny than anything else. And it's probably why people are talking about it more than anything else. At least that's what I'm seeing from the people that I have seen report, you know, on this. Your mama is white. Yeah, she is. She is. Well, she's got sort of olive skin like me. I wouldn't go so far to say, like, you know, she's that European skin. But yeah, my mum's white. My mum's probably as white as they come. She was white. So anyway, I just don't understand why they would do this, like why they would actually do this. Like the only thing that I can think in regards to why they would actually do this is that they actually think that the people that do have a problem with, let's say, a black Magneto, right? They actually truly believe that all of those people are actually racist. Whereas no, we want to just see the character. So maybe they did something like this to try and catch all of them out and catch except the hypocrisy went the wrong way. They viewed it incorrectly. Do you get what I'm saying? This seems like trolling. Well, that's the thing though. They thought that maybe it is. Maybe it is. But the people that they thought that they were going to troll were the racist ones that they call racists that have a problem with the race and gender swaps of their characters. Right? Whereas that's not where the backlash is coming from. We're sitting here still saying that making T'Challa's son white is just as ridiculous as all the other gender swaps and the race swaps that you've done in the past. It is just that bad. The people that were saying that, oh, why do you care so much? Why do you care if they make Magneto black? It's those ones that are now saying, how dare you make Black Panther's son white? And once again, the hypocrisy is from where the hypocrisy comes within the fandoms is plain to see. The ones that are being consistent are the ones that are being consistent. The ones that are like trying to fight for these people's rights. Michael Jackson's son is black. He's white. He's black. Is white. Fair. His mum's very white though. And I don't know what happened to Michael Jackson's. Like, I don't know whether or not, because there is that I've had friends that have had those. I can't remember what it's called. It's that skin condition where the pigment in their skin starts to fade or something, and they start getting these like white patches where it sort of the skin starts to go white and they lose the melanin in those sections of their skin. I can't remember what that's called, but I've had friends like that, and I don't know if that's what Michael Jackson had. And I don't know if that then changes through genetics, through kids and stuff like that. I don't know. But the thing is again, like with Michael Jackson, for example, their mum is as white as a ghost. She's super white. And I just want to point out again that, you know, both his parents here, I mean, in none of the pictures, like even in this one where she's sort of lit up the most, right? It's a light brown. I wouldn't go so far to say she's, but like if I was to see her, I'd say she's a black chick. Not that that's how I would identify her. I'm just pointing that out for the sake of, I fucking sounding racist as shit. You get what I'm saying? Neither of them look white. So, anyway, that's that. I just thought it was funny because it did become a full-on meme. You know, and then they decide to lean into the meme. And like you said, I don't know whether or not it was a troll for the sake of trying to get us on a gotcha. Because if it was, it backfired massively. Michael Jackson turned white doesn't count. No, we're not saying Michael Jackson himself. We're talking about Michael Jackson's kids. Anyway. Keep doing what you're doing, Marvel, because you seem to be stuffing it up at every turn. You seem to be stuffing it up at every turn. We may as well go straight into the Fantastic Four. Because to be honest with you, as I just said, they stuff it up at every turn. Oh man, this Fantastic Four movies, it's got to be an amazing movie. And it could end up just being a fine movie. But I don't think fine can cut it right now for Marvel. Meet me outside. How about that? You're going to get me every time. You know, it's hard to say because like we keep hearing these rumors that there was a lot of like people that they wanted to cast for Reed Richards before they got to Pedro Pascal. And I don't know. Has there been any actual confirmation of like any names specifically, or has it all just been rumor at this point in time? The only reason why I ask is because I don't know if Pedro Pascal is so popular in Hollywood, he's in absolutely everything, that is he just the gopher? Is he just the go-to? When they can't find someone, they get him. Because it would surprise me as like somebody that is getting the amount of roles and the amount of shit that he's getting, he'd be asking why these people all said no. Maybe it is just the fact that he just doesn't give a fuck. The people that they asked looked at the script and go like, no, this is like, we've seen what's happening with the MCU recently. And, looking at this script or looking at what you're going to do here, this is just going to be just as bad. No, I'm out. And they're the smart ones. And he's just too dumb to recognize that a failure when he sees it, he'll just take every single role that he gets offered. It surprises me that he gets offered some of the big, I wouldn't say necessarily in the biggest things right now, but it's, in amongst some of the biggest IPs, he's getting so many roles, so many lead roles. Doesn't make any sense to me. And he's so gay. Well, that's I think I just answered it. Does make sense to me. But from the moment that Pedro Pascal was announced to be playing Reed Richards, I was rolling my eyes in massive amounts of disappointment. Then we get the announcement that we're not getting Nora and Rad, we're getting the female Silver Surfer. Like, isn't it amazing though that like for somebody even like me, what's the female Silver Surfer's name? I don't call, like, well, sometimes depending in the context and the conversation that I'm having, but sometimes I'll name Silver Surfer, sometimes I'll name him Nor and Rad. The thing is that I know both. Apparently test screenings were horrible. Why are we test screening this stuff? Because they got no faith in it? Is that why? They have fucked up so hard. And this is why I sometimes feel like we're living in a fucking Twilight Zone. Turn off the Hadron Collider. For fuck's sake. Because you would think that especially when it comes to Marvel, these are the same people that were able to do the first 3 phases of the MCU. Now, yeah, where there's some falters in there, where there's some hurdles in there, yeah, they weren't all the best fucking movie in the world. But there was consistency amongst them, at least. There were some problems here and there, but other than that, it told a pretty fucking good story, and everybody was hyped for Infinity War. Everyone was hyped for Endgame. How do you fuck it up so bad? You could make the same argument for Star Wars, but we've been making that argument for Star Wars for fucking generations now. I know that that's a massive exaggeration, so don't take it so literal if you're in the chat going, he's an idiot. But when it comes to Marvel, you had the golden goose. You created a little golden goose for yourself, and then you fucked it. I don't understand it. And despite how much we continue to basically call it the MCU, call out the woke bullshit that you keep putting in, call out the messaging bullshit that you keep putting in, point out the character destruction that you do to these characters, the changes that you make, everything that you do seems to just be a negative. And then when that gets pointed out by the fans, it's more negativity. So it's all just negative all the time. Do you think us as Marvel fans or us as DC fans with the new Superman coming out, do you really think that a Superman fan wants to see a shit Superman movie? Do you really think a I wouldn't go so far for myself to say Fantastic Four. I was way more X-Men. I was way more of an X-Men fan. But like, even still, like, just me as a Marvel fan, do you think that I want to see a shit Fantastic Four movie? The one good thing that anyone and everyone keeps saying about this Fantastic Four is Galactus looks awesome. Oh my God, they finally did Galactus in this garbage piece of shit, trash, woke, message-filled movie. There you go. Here's your Galactus. And that's your jangling keys for you. Oh, you want Galactus? You want to see Galactus in all his glory? Here you go. Let me just write a whole bunch of garbage around it. Let me just gender swap some characters. Let me just mess around with this as much as possible and just give you the perfect Galactus. How retarded can they be? Obviously pretty fucking retarded. You know what's really funny is like everything that I'm hearing about James Gunn and Superman and stuff like that, based on just the movie, not based on fucking what people are fucking saying, based on just what I've seen, I think Superman's going to be better than fucking Fantastic Four. And look, in all honesty, Superman should be better than Fantastic Four. But when you look at where the battle, let's say, between Marvel and DC has been in recent times, Marvel has dominated. Absolutely dominated. They have yet to go full retard. Man, if we're only half fucking retarded right now, then I would hate to see what full retard is. I honestly think that Fantastic Four is going to be full retard. It's going to be nonsensical garbage because it's that they're basically flipping characters around. This isn't even that, like, despite the gender swap with the Silver Surfer that they're basically doing, even though yes, there has been the existence of a female Silver Surfer, fucking they've done almost a personality switch or a internal character switch. Sue Storm's going to be leading. What if James Gunn made Fantastic Four? Oh, I mean, I don't even know. James Gunn's done some good stuff. It's like asking right now, what if Steven Spielberg made Fantastic Four? Like, yeah, could he do it? Yes. Is the script, like, does he get to like involve himself in the script writing, or does he just have to take what the writers do and fucking do it? It's the process and the infiltration of woke messaging bullshit within Hollywood that makes me not trust, like, anyone. It's like people say, oh man, wouldn't it be awesome if Disney gave us a Revan fucking story? No, it fucking wouldn't. No, it certainly would not. Stay away from Revan. Wouldn't it be awesome if they did Darth Bane? No, it wouldn't. They would solidify the rule of two being two Sith to rule them all, which is completely incorrect. Because the people that are now writing for these studios, the people that are now directing for these studios are making the same garbage. So yeah, if a director or somebody, that we praise fucking gets, like, it's his own project and he is actually able to do it, I think that there can be some creative stuff there that, because they're creative people, they can actually do that. Yes. But as soon as you get into the weeds with something like Marvel, DC, fucking Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, these franchise kind of fucking things, And it seems to be so much meddling. They don't get given sort of necessarily the free reign to give them the creativity to actually put in the time to actually do it. That's the difference now. That's the difference now. Man, do you think that if we got fucking X-Men now, it'd be any good? Dude, even if let's just say they don't race swap or gender swap anyone. They make an X-Men movie. Based on everything that we've had in the past, decade? Maybe not that long. Let's just say 5 to 7 years, something like that. Could even be a decade, actually. But anyway, based on everything that they've given us and all the crap that they've shown us and the changes that they've made, do you truly believe that they could write a good fucking X-Men story? Dude, we've been talking like Fantastic Four. People have criticized past Fantastic Four movies heavily. Personally, I really liked the first Fantastic Four movie. And there were parts of, I think it was the second one. Is that the one with Rise of Silver Surfer? There were parts of that one that I liked. But other than that, there's never been really a good Fantastic Four movie. That one with, is it Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm? I don't know if that's even him. But like the race swap of Johnny Storm and the Sue Storm was like adopted daughter or something. Like those ones are fucking. There's some shit fucking Fantastic Four movies. Oh yeah, that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. The first Fantastic Four and the second one, Rise of Silver Surfer, are looking very fantastic right now. They certainly are. They certainly are. Anyway, let's watch this. Let's watch this trailer. But give me 1 second. Sorry. Let me play a little. I left my freaking. All right. Let's see. What can we give you? What can we give you? We haven't watched it in a while.
Oh, Mozza, read that.
So
Mozza, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just fart?
Yes, I did. Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime, Mozza.
Question mark.
I think it's bedtime for Mozza. That's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I gotta pee! Oh my god!
I'm a coming. All right. Let's watch this. Let's watch this trailer. I saw the popcorn bucket as well. Did you guys see that? It's a cool popcorn bucket. I'll give him that. Fucking eyes light up. It's fucking huge. Looks really good. All right, computer. Don't fuck up now. All right, here we go. Let's watch this. When did this dropped on the 4th. So what, 2 days ago? This is the newest little bit. And this is another thing too, like in regards to sort of promotional material and stuff that they've been putting out there. You know, everybody's always talking about like budgets and how much the production budget was. And obviously the people that I pay attention to always take into account, you know, advertising budgets and all of that sort of thing when it comes to how much the movie needs to make and everything. They've put out a lot of shit. They've been putting out a lot of shit, and it's only going to ramp up. Like, when's this due to drop? It's like a month or two, right? A month or two. Stop smoking crack. Oh, I wanted to smoke a cigarette, and I left my lighter somewhere. That's what I went to grab. All right, let's just push play.
Family. It's about connecting to something bigger than yourself.
Straight off the bat, like the first thing that I don't understand is Sue talking. Like, you know, this is I'm hoping and guessing that this is just a piece of dialogue that's within the movie that they're, you know, obviously just putting over the top of all these visuals. But like, Sue, really?
Family. It's about connecting to something bigger than yourself. Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together.
Johnny, now!
As a family.
As a fan, we just need fucking Vin Diesel standing behind her.
Today, we are your defenders. The four of us will face the danger. And we will protect you.
Is this guy good?
Is it clobbering time?
Oh, yeah.
I finally knocked it off the list.
List.
The new spacesuits.
I take back every single bad thing I've been saying about you. To myself. In private.
Funny. The other thing that I missed in regards to one of the things that was a bad thing like to come out is the Johnny Storm actor talking about how Johnny's not going to be Johnny, basically. So, well, I mean, in regards to the way that the characters are portrayed, we'll have to wait and see. God doesn't exist. There's a couple of shots that I just want to... She's pregnant in that shot there. She's going to be so strong. She's going to get baby pregnant power. Instead of black girl magic, it's pregnant woman magic. That's what we'll get from her. There was another one too that I wanted to... So that, yeah, we see all of that play out. Where is it? Like this one. Again, Galactus, like they are... You know what's really funny too? Like I don't even have a problem with any other casting other than Pedro Pascal. And it's not even because I really don't like Pedro Pascal. Like I don't everything that I see from him like kind of disgusts me. Like when I see him I kind of cringe. I guess it's kind of the same thing as like when the girls get the ick. Like, I see him and I just, yuck. But despite the fact that that's how I feel about him, there's the rumor going around that they were casting, they wanted to cast a whole heap of people before they even got to Pedro Pascal. I don't know how much I buy it, but I also don't think that he was the right person. Like, honestly, what happened to John Krasinski? I really want to know if they asked John Krasinski if he would play Reed Richards. Because let me say this. You put John Krasinski in here, you leave the rest of the cast the exact same. You remove what he said about his character. You remove what Sue said about her character and the rumors or whatever about her basically being the leader of the Fantastic Four. And you bring Nora and Rad in. This is a hit. Those simple couple of things that they needed to avoid doing and they needed to do. It's so simple. You make it Nora and Rad. He doesn't say that he's going to be a cucked Johnny Storm. Sue doesn't say that she's going to be leading the Fantastic Four. And John Krasinski is playing Reed Richards. You got $1 billion movie. You got $1 billion movie. Look how... And then just look how shit that looks. Look at her face. So disappointing. Fucking fantastic. There's your jangling keys, guys. Because that's the only good, like I said, that people are actually talking about it. Oh, they finally did it. Oh, so horrible. Look at him. Look at him. Well, I said that. So funny that you say that. Daniel, dude, thank you for the $31. Dude, I really appreciate that. It's been a while. How you doing? Make Fantastic Four gay. Where's my representation? I said that. I actually said, imagine if like fucking they make Reed and Johnny like a couple instead of Reed and Sue. Daniel coming in big. Dude, thank you. I appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the support.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Not literally, Daniel. I don't want to spank you. As much as you would want me to. I don't know if you'd actually want me to. This whole line, like... I don't know. Oh, sorry. That's incest? What's incest? If these two hook up... No, it's not. I'm not saying Johnny and Sue. I'm saying Reed and Johnny instead of Reed and Sue. I'd rather Lyndon. Oh, there you go. There you go. I haven't heard from Lyndon in ages. Anyway, there you go. There's a little teaser for you. Like I said, they keep dropping like heaps of shit. It's really ramping up. Does it say at the end when it's actually coming out? Yeah, there we go. July 25th. July 25th. So we're basically about 2 months away from the release of Fantastic Four. And in all honesty, they have, once again, the people, the cast that are actually involved in it have actually done more damage to this by opening their mouths and talking about it And, you know, the realization that, because if you remember, the female Silver Surfer thing was just really kind of a rumor for a while. And then it got confirmed. And then everybody's like, you know, even with the confirmation, it's like, seriously? And then they showed it for the first time. And everybody's like, look how shit, like, it looks shit. Cool breed. Dude. So, I don't know what Marvel is doing right now. Whatever it is that they're doing. Like, you know, we also heard those rumors out there that, you know, Marvel was turning the corner. Kevin Feige, you know. What's up, dickhead? How you doing? Man, it's just disappointing. You know, what they're doing with entertainment is really disappointing. And I know that there's some decent stuff out there. You know, people have been talking about Mobland. I haven't watched it yet. I don't know if I will. It's just, I don't know. And, you know, I was on Flashcast last weekend. And, like, I was just saying something, and I've said it before, and a person pointed this out on Twitter and said that it was just a good point. But it's like, you go back, think about things like your Stargate SG ones, your X-Files, things like that. You had 24 even. You had seasons of television that were, let's say you use 24, for example, 24 episodes a season, dropping once a week. I don't know what the budgets were like, but I'm sure that they weren't as blown out as the budgets. Fucking look at what Andor, $700 million just under for fucking 2 seasons of television, 24 episodes total over 2 seasons, 12 episodes a season. Like how, and then even like effects wise and stuff like that. Like, man, some of the effects that we see in some of the shows or some of the movies that we get these days reminds me of the early days of Stargate SG-1. It wasn't until I think season maybe 3 or 4 that you could actually see, like, it's almost like SG-1 got a budget increase. And they were actually able to spend some more money. And then I think it maybe even got even more of an increase, and they were actually able to do like a pretty big battle and stuff like that. Like, but again, I know we're going back to the 90s, but even still, man, even still, what were they able to produce with how much money they were able to produce it with? And the quality of the entertainment that we were getting, the stories that we were actually getting with the entertainment. And now we get fucking, a season of television which has 8 episodes in it that costs $300 million. I just don't know how we've regressed so far in the entertainment sphere. I remember going back even 10, 15 years ago, and I was thinking to myself, what happened to my favorite show? Like, the market probably started to get a little bit more flooded, streaming and things taking off. And Buffy, I never got into, like, I watched episodes here and there of Buffy. I never really watched all the way through, sort of from beginning to end. I've heard really, really good things about Buffy. And the episodes that, I watched, they always entertained me. It was always good. So, and then obviously rolling into Angel as well. Those were the days, man. Back then, television had some good television. And I know people would argue, yeah, but like Lost, but you know, even with Lost, even with the way that Lost ended, you know, the hype around it, the build up, everything, if they had have ended it better, like, yeah. I mean, you could make the same argument for Game of Thrones, couldn't you? But like even like House of the Dragon, how many episodes are we getting in those seasons? It's only like 8. Now, also too, let me say this: in a 24 episode season of television, you know, I'm going back through like Stargate SG-1 with a mate. We get to, you know, we're probably watching maybe 2, maybe 3 episodes a week, something like that. And you know, there's some filler. There's some filler in there. There's some episodes that you could take out. But I will say, in even some of the filler episodes, there's some little like almost Easter eggs. For me, they're kind of Easter eggs now because I've seen it so many times that I sort of know what that relates to. And there is some importance even in some of the filler episodes. Is it 100% necessary? No, probably not. You know, once the payoffs of those little things do come out, if you didn't have that little nugget of information or that little piece that you saw or whatever, would it make any difference? No, not really. But where this came from with the whole fucking Fantastic Four thing, bringing it full circle, is like the CGI of the Silver Surfer. Man, going back to Fantastic Four 2, The Rise of Silver Surfer, that looked like 10 times better. Norrin Rad in that looked great. So how can we have regressed so far? Do a Stargate retrospective. Yeah, maybe. I'll look into that. I'll look into that. But yeah, they've spent, I don't know how much money on what are we hearing out there of the reported budget for Fantastic Four? Am I safe to say 300 million? It certainly wouldn't surprise me. 200 million, is that what they're reporting? I bet you that's what they're reporting. 200 million. And whether or not we ever find out or not, it's probably like more like 350 million or something like that. But like, that's besides the point. Even if it is $200 million, you can't get, like from what we've seen, you've got Galactus pretty fucking down pretty well. Is that where all your money went? You ran out of money to be able to do the Silver Surfer well. Well, that doesn't make any sense to me either, though. You know, these shows, like I was sort of saying, they were given a budget and they made it work on these budgets. And yeah, maybe like I was sort of saying, maybe some of the earlier episodes of, for example, of Stargate SG-1, you know, they could have been better if they had more money behind them. You know, they could have looked so much better if they had more money behind them. But they did what they could with as much money as they could, and there was a good enough story and you cared enough about the characters enough that you could ignore, let's say, the gear porn, let's say, and they're holding this controller thing that just looks like a piece of plastic. You can kind of half tell that it is just a prop. Now, I'm not saying that it's massively that evident that you can tell these things, but, you know, when you see the increase in the budget for something like Stargate SG-1, you go back and you rewatch the first episodes, you know, You know what makes something like SG1 so incredible is that the SGC is like a character within itself. Yeah, you've got the characters. You've got awesome characters. You got Sam, you got Jack, you got Daniel, you got Tilk, you got Hammond. Then you got all the Tok'ra. You got all these other... You got the Asgard. You got the Goulds. You got the different Goulds. You've got their relationships with the people. Sarah. Fucking Daniel's wife. Daniel ascending. Daniel coming back from ascension. Like, all of these things. Yeah, awesome. Fucking awesome. But you know what else is really fucking awesome? Is the SGC as a character. Over the 10 seasons of Stargate, you see the SGC grow. You see their defenses increase and get better. And after realizations that this can happen and this can happen, how long wormholes can stay open for. The lore is built over time. It's fantastic. They start building off-world bases, which become an extension of the SGC. Like, it's an amazing series of what? Sci-fi storytelling. On a minute budget. Yeah, back in the 90s. But again, you know what compelled people to watch it and made people actually rave about it like I am right now? Is, again, the characters and the story. And you know what's really funny? Is like in season 1, the early episodes, there's a bit of, Jack questioning Sam because she is a woman. Questioning Sam's abilities because she is a woman. And guess what? She proves herself time and time and time and time again. She gets promotions, which Jack becomes more and more proud of. And the way Jack's tone changes towards her very quickly too. It's within the first 3 seasons. Yep, the very first episode. He's questioning her abilities as a woman. You know what the crazy thing is? You were to redo SG1 today. Please, for God's sake, don't do it. But you were to do that. They couldn't do scenes like that. They would have to write their way around scenes like that. Nothing fucking wrong with it. Anyway, I went off on a tangent. But yeah, back to Marvel. Fantastic Four. I honestly, if it was John Krasinski, even with everything else that's sort of come out, I'd probably go and see this movie. Pedro Pascal, I'm out. Oh, dude. I think it's like 80 gig. It'd be big for all of it. You've also got then the movies. Movies tie in really, really well. And then you've also got the offshoots. You've got Atlantis and you've got the other one I haven't watched any of. He's rewatching Andor. Me. Oh, that's something I didn't even fucking have on the thing. The Battlefront 2 news. Or like, so, I don't know. Like, I'm missing something. I really am. And this just goes to show how much I'm like sort of not really paying that much attention. But like, why is everybody playing Battlefront 2 all of a sudden? Did they release a DLC or something that made everybody want to play it. Is that what happened? And then has that evolved into like everybody saying, can we please have the third one? Is that how all of this has gone down? Oh, not you, Rhino. You're all good, Chris. Is that how this has gone down? Because let me say this, Battlefront, the first one that they came out with, didn't play it, didn't like saw bits, didn't really care for it. Battlefront 2, I ended up getting Battlefront 2 because they said that they were doing a campaign. I did the campaign and I hated it. And it almost seemed like the only real reason for that campaign was so that they could have Luke get that stupid fucking compass thing that you see in, I think it's The Last Jedi. Easter eggs, right? You guys fucking... Anyway. Sorry, I got distracted. I can't remember where I was. I played the fucking campaign, didn't like it. The only reason, yes, Luke getting that fucking compass thing or whatever it was. And I played a little bit of it here and there with like blabs when I could get the fucking thing working. And that was probably the extent of how much I actually played it. And I never really thought that it was that big that anyone would even consider wanting a third one. Now, again, I could be completely wrong. You know what I'm playing right now? You know what I've gone back and I've ended up downloading? It was so funny. It was on one of Ryan's member streams. And I think it was the one that Purist missed because it was his anniversary. And he was talking about Galactic Battlegrounds. And if you don't know Galactic Battlegrounds or you never played Galactic Battlegrounds, it's like your Age of Empires sort of with a Star Wars skin. Fucking love it. Went and had a look how much it was on Steam. It was $8. Fucking downloaded it. I remember playing this game a lot. And because I love those. I love like Command and Conquer Red Alert. I love StarCraft. I love those types of games. So I downloaded. I've been playing heaps of it, man. It is so much fun. I actually need to figure out how to stream games on YouTube because I don't want to, like, I still have my Twitch set up, but like, I would rather just do everything just here. It's easier for everyone. Everyone will just show up if they want to. Maybe I should set up like a Raging Rhino gaming channel. I probably should. But see, I'm so computer fucking illiterate that, and like programming illiterate and shit like that, that I know I could probably just do a fucking search and fucking there'll be videos out there that'll help me. And I probably will do something like that, but still need to figure that out so we can play on here. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. And you know how much fun I'm having with that? The story that's in that, the campaign that's in that. Oh, man. Can't even begin to tell you. Fucking so good. Hey, Blue-Eyed Scorpio. Danger Renegade. We just finished talking about Fantastic Four, and then I went on to it. Oh, man, I've gone off on fucking... This is the thing, I don't really care too much today because, like I said, there hasn't really been a lot of news. Yeah, we talked about the Marvel stuff. That's pretty much all we've talked about so far. We're about to get into the Star Wars stuff, but the Star Wars stuff is like... It's almost recycled news. It's almost recycled news. Like, this is what I was sort of saying at the beginning of the stream. Star Wars this year has blown their load so early. So early. This is like premature ejaculation. That's what Disney Star Wars has done in 2025. Even before the middle of the year, they've dropped everything. They've dropped everything. The only things that may still come out is maybe some of their Disney Star Wars books, maybe some comic books, maybe. I don't even know, because nobody cares about their expanded universe, let's say. Their legends. And what? Star Wars Visions. Is Visions Volume 3. Let me just check. Hold on. Yeah, October. October this year. End of it. Like, man. Do we really care about the Nielsen ratings for Andor when they are clearly so skewed? And again, with Andor, like, nobody's talking about Andor anymore. It's pretty much done. Oh, I'm going to have to redo it anyway. Like, you know, this is now the thing. You know, Tony Gilroy is now takes the place of Dave Filoni. They basically put them side by side, though, these people. Dave Filoni's still up there. Give Tony Gilroy all of Star Wars. What for? Why? Because he can write? I don't even know if he wrote it specifically. I'm sure he had something to do with it. Is that it? Because his backgrounds and his settings and stuff like this for Star Wars were very un-Star Wars-like. This is where we need to... I need to actually reshare it. Like, this is the extent of Star Wars news at the moment, and it's because now they've got nothing. Oh, I did it again. Hang on. You know, they've done Star Wars Celebration. They dropped Andor. I'm so surprised that they dropped Tales of the Underworld while Andor was going. Why not just bank it and save it and drop it in, like, July? Spread it out at least July, August. And then you've got October for like, why would you do it the way that they did it? That just doesn't make any sense to me. They're rattled. And to me, it's just that they're rattled. They don't know what to do with Star Wars. They're just pumping out what they can pump out. They're spending as much money as they can, and they're dropping what they can, and, you know, seeing what fucking sticks. Now, this is the funny thing is about Andor, for example, is that with the praise that Andor is getting, they're going to take the wrong lesson from it. And you might ask the question, well, what makes you think that they're going to listen this time? Because they haven't listened to us when we were criticizing them. That's the exact difference. No one's criticizing Andor. Well, that's a lie. I'm criticizing it. There are people out there that are criticizing it. But let's just say, if anybody out there is listening, the channels that they're listening to aren't criticizing Andor. When there are clear criticisms to be given, but they will learn that lesson because why? Oh, it's praising what they did. It's praising what they did. All they need to do now is make Andor's son a daughter and make her Force sensitive and reveal her name at being an Andor at the end of a movie or at the end of a series. as like a shocking moment, like a I am your father moment, because that's all Star Wars becomes. Ben has clearly seen the Calkite meme. Does anybody even know what the Calkite meme is? Is it that it's not pronounced Calkite? I don't even know.
It felt like being in that sterile, evil white room made you even crank up the evil even more.
Look, I mean, again, it's fucking Calkite. You know, like, it's, you know, we have to get the Calkite. And there is this incredible amount of, like, how do we get the Calkite? How do we get the take the planet, you know? Take the planet, the inhabitants, whatever. It's about the Calkite.
Wow.
You know? And I think if you understand the imperatives, things become much simpler. It's quite simple, you know, and when you get down to it.
Damn. Damn. Just add cape. Yeah, just add cape. You need it felt like.
Where was this at? Yeah, you're not wrong. Where was this at? Is this a Star Wars celebration? Like, did I just miss this from then? No, it couldn't have been. It couldn't have been because Andor came out after Celebration, right? He wouldn't be talking about the Calkite and wouldn't be talking about the meme. No, it's something else. Yeah, okay. Well, that was a pointless clip for us to watch, really, to be honest with you. The reason why I ask where this is at is because, like, listen to the crowd. Don't even really care what he's saying. Listen to the crowd.
Like being in that sterile, evil white room made you even crank up the evil even more.
Look, I mean, again, it's fucking Calkite. You know, like, it's, you know, we have to get the Calkite.
You know, it almost sounds like when you talking about Star Wars again. Yeah, we were talking about Marvel and stuff earlier. We were talking about Marvel and stuff earlier. Now I'm just getting into the Star Wars stuff. We're not going to, like, there's not a lot to talk about. There really isn't. But yeah, that crowd, it made it sound like, where am I? Wow, what did she say at Celebration? Where are my High Republic fans at? With the Hail Hitler salute. The same sort of crowd.
And there is this incredible amount of, like, how do we get the Calkite? How do we get the take the planet? You know, take the planet, the inhabitants, whatever. It's about the Calkite.
Wow.
You know? And I think if you understand.
I don't know. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. Maybe it's like they're only in a room that allows like a very small audience. I don't understand why they would like bring out Tony Gilroy and fucking Diego Luna and Ben, all of them. Yeah, they're all there. Mon Mothma. Yep. For such a small crowd. Anyway. Is the High Republic still a thing? Of course. In Disney Star Wars, it's definitely still a thing. Tony Gilroy confirms the total budget for Andor was $650 million. I heard about this, and basically in the statement, he basically says streaming. Well, he says that Disney says that streaming is dead. They had to fight for the necessary funding for season 2 after Disney told them streaming is dead. Streaming for them is certainly dead. Like, I don't know what it's like. I don't know the back end stuff, and I'm not even interested in looking into it, right? I just don't understand how a studio can spend $650 million on, I'm pretty sure that's for 2 seasons. If that is just for season 2, that is like beyond. I'm pretty sure, though, that's for the 2 seasons. And how'd they get that money back? They didn't. The ratings for season 1 were horrible. Yeah, they might have picked up because of a little bit of praise out there. Moving towards the end. But the people that originally started watching it and that got bored watching it, a lot of them tuned out, stopped watching. A little bit of the same thing happened with season 2, and I reckon, that's their stuff up in regards to the first arc that they did of season 2. But in the same token, obviously, there's a lot of people talking about the ratings. I don't give a fuck, really. At the end of the day, they spent $650 million. They certainly did not make back their $650 million for this. And it would be tough to ever, I think, make that back. I mean, I don't even know how to tell you if they made even a cent back from it. The only way that they actually made any new money because of Andor was if somebody actually subscribed to specifically watch Andor. There might have been people out there that already had subscriptions that watched Andor. There's no revenue there. Surely there's no revenue there. Maybe some ad revenue, a little bit of ad revenue, because they've now brought like a lot of ads into streaming and stuff like that. Although I can't remember if I got ads during Andor. Yes, and it's not my account. I use it. Yes, so I give them the click. I give them the watch time. How dare I? But definitely not giving them any money. But yeah, so again, they're talking about ratings. The Nielsen ratings came out, and we'll see. We'll see. I do think that it's going to pick up. I think the highest ratings that they're going to have is going to be that 3rd week arc. So episodes 9, 10, no. 7, 8, and 9. Episodes 7, 8, and 9. I just think if Disney's going to learn any lessons, this is more so in regards to this, I just think if Disney's going to learn any lessons, they're only ever going to learn the wrong ones if they only listen to the positives of what Andor gave. There are negatives there. There are some big, big problems there. And I don't understand why people aren't criticizing what they did to Mon Mothma and Bail Organa more. We had 1,000,001 people complaining about Ki-Adi-Mundi's age. That's destruction to a character. You have people talking about what they did to Luke Skywalker, what they did to Han, what they did to Leia. You have people saying what they did to Vader and what they did to Obi-Wan in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. You have people talking about what they did to Boba Fett in the Boba Fett show. Why is no one talking about what they've done to Mon Mothma and what they've done to Bail Organa? Do they really think that Mon Mothma was portrayed well in this? Do they really think that Bail Organa was portrayed well in this? He was just as dumb in this as they made him in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Yes, I will certainly do that, Cell Shade. I saw that. I was talking to a mate about the fact, and he's like, man, I played Empire at War. And he showed me. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get that too. So, yes, after Galactic Battlegrounds, try Empire at War. I will. Thank you. Thank you for the member chat. 10 months. I've been talking about it. Yes, 100%. But and we would talk about it because that's what we talk about, and we're consistent in the things that we talk about. The thing that I don't understand is like, okay, EFAP guys, Drinker, all of you guys. Okay, I get that you like the writing, I get that you liked the characters, and I understand why. I do. I actually do, right? But I don't understand how you can have these problems with what they did with Boba Fett, with what they did with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Vader, what they did with Han, Luke, and Leia, with what they did with Luke Skywalker at the end of Mando Season 2, with what they did with Luke Skywalker in the Book of Boba Fett, in the Mando episodes. With those legacy characters, and if they don't understand where I'm coming from, especially with somebody like Mon Mothma, I would expect them to see it more with Bail Organa, right? And understand why I would be pissed off that Bail Organa has been portrayed the way he has and given all the glory, basically, at the end of the day, in regards to that sense, to Luthen. But again, what they did with Mon Mothma, selling her daughter, blah, 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 we've gone over it a million times. Why is that not the same thing? And that's not me wanting lightsabers and wanting fucking Force users and that, and it'll make it a great show. No. That's me giving it legitimate criticism based on fucking criticisms that we and them alike have given to legacy characters in the past. That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get. So that's pretty much all the Andor news. That's all I had for Andor. Like I said, no one's even really talking about Andor anymore. It came and it went. And to the credit of the EFAP guys, at least they're not saying, yes, we're back, in the sense that they already know that, moving forward, we're back to the slush that we had. I still think that Andor is the slush. Maybe not as bad slush, but it's still slush, right? But at least they can admit that this has not saved Star Wars. So I'll give them credit there. Give him some credit there. But again, we're just going to rapid fire off some of this stuff, because this is what, like I said, Star Wars blew their load this year so early. There's nothing left. There's nothing more to announce. If anything, that's all we're going to get. Oh, we're going to announce another movie. We're going to announce another TV show that will probably never happen. Yeah. The ratings are skewed. And if anybody can't see how that calculates and how that works, then I don't get it. That's a good point. How can I take a guy who drinks Foster's beer seriously? All right, so this is what's passing for Star Wars news now. Let's see what we've got here. I'm going to rapid fire off some of this crap. I'm going to make it bigger because you guys... The writing goes all shitty. Is that going to blow it all up? Good. So this is what's passing for Star Wars news. The Acolyte creator, Leslie Headland, used the question, what would George Lucas do? As a guiding principle for making the series, saying cinematographer Christopher whatever. We already knew this. Halfway through The Acolyte being released, this was announced. Leslie Headland said it. This is news. Star Wars Holocron dropped this 3 days ago. This is news. We heard it from the horse's mouth, 6 months ago? However long it was. But now we're hearing it from the cinematographer. So it makes it new. Makes it new news. That's cool. Dave Filoni is reportedly a top contender to co-run Star Wars after Kathleen Kennedy leaves. Doomcock, where are you? Where are you? Your rumor from 5 years ago is finally you can use your hashtag on this one, buddy. I'll allow it. Just so that I can write back you're a retard. Hashtag you're a retard. As long as you allow, I'll allow it. I'll allow you to hashtag Doomcock was right from 5 years ago. As long as you allow me to just write hashtag you're a fucking retard. Current thinking. It's not even a rumor. This is just what I'm thinking. Maybe. Current thinking is he'd co-head Lucasfilm with exec Carrie Beck. Some worry he's too steeped in Star Wars lore. Man, that's hilarious. That is actually hilarious. Because the funny thing is you actually kind of want somebody who's steeped in actual Star Wars lore in there. The funny thing is there's no risk. Risking the brand losing a broader audience. You've lost your audience. The only audience you've got left is the audience that you've culminated, which is nothing in comparison to the audience that you had. One Disney insider says he's not the Andor guy, he's the Ahsoka guy. Take it with a planet of crate, ladies and gentlemen. So, we've had so far 2 recycled stories. Dropped that yesterday. Wow. What else have we got? Mark Hamill says he will not return as Luke Skywalker. I really think they should focus on the future and all the new characters. Okay, good. Good. I mean, is that a recycled news story? Is it really even a news story? You should have recast from fucking the word go, really. Well, not really. If you had have actually told the stories properly and either adapted the EU or done the correct, these characters properly moving forward, it would have been fine to have, the big 3, Han, Luke, and Leia, in, the original cast. And then later on you recast if you really want to, or you just move forward and you, although you don't really want to do that. You want to do the Yuzon Vong. You want to do that fucking story. Jaina and Jason and everything. And Luke, Han, and Leia are in amongst that. But they're not the focus. You focus on those kids. So there's some more Star Wars news. Here's some more Star Wars news. Ryan Reynolds shares that he pitched an R-rated Star Wars project. It doesn't have to be overt A+ characters. It doesn't have to be overt. comma, A+ characters, comma, there's a wide range of characters you could use. And I don't mean R-rated to be vulgar, R-rated as a Trojan horse for emotion. I don't exactly know what that sort of last bit means. I think I know what it kind of means. It's not like you don't want too much vulgarity, but this is the thing. Like, to do an R-rated Star Wars thing, I think what you would want to make Star Wars R-rated is vulgarity, more so than like in fights and stuff like that. Not like, you don't need any sex scenes, you don't need any rape scenes, you don't need any, sexual concepts in there or anything really like that. You can have a couple of sexual references, like your stuff with Anakin and Padme, but there were no real sexual references, were there? But more so in the violence. Like, could you imagine seeing the fight, but the Plagueis fight, the one where he nearly gets killed, in an R-rated concept? Fucking awesome, man. Chopping off fucking heads, like actual, like seeing it, not just a cutting away. I think the closest thing that we ever get to see to decapitation is Jango Fett and Dooku. There's a lot that you don't see. So, anyway, whatever. Just fucking, MCU the bitch. Disney Plus the bitch. You've already done it. What else passes for Star Wars news? Rian Johnson still wants to make his Star Wars trilogy. I wouldn't rule it out. Rule out it happening. Fucking who talks like that? Wouldn't rule out it happening. Wouldn't rule it out from happening. That's probably how I'd say it. If I get back in the Star Wars universe someday, I'd be the happiest person. I'm sure you would be. This isn't for the story, though. I'm not talking about this for the actual story of, oh, right, here we go. This is what passes for Star Wars news, May 23rd. Ryan Reynolds pitched an R-rated Star Wars show project. Fucking Mark Hamill's not going to play Luke Skywalker anymore. Dave Filoni is going to co-run fucking Star Wars after Kathleen Kennedy eventually leaves. Fucking Leslie Headland went to George Lucas. What the fuck? Seriously. And then there's this. Would you like more episodes of The Acolyte? Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? How about what was in the contract? 5 seasons and a movie. Wow. Anyway. Save Quomia. I can't even remember how to pronounce his name. Absolutely not. Lies. Hell nah. Yes, I am not an out-and-out Star Wars geek. You're a fucking... Oh, I was so expecting pronouns. Anyway, there you go. That is basically the Star Wars news for the last essentially 2 weeks. Isn't that funny? That pretty much nearly every single fucking story there is a recycled story. Love their grift. Mm. Huh. It's not Dan Andrews anymore. We got fucking Elbow to deal with. Fucking Elbow. We got OG Star Wars, Alora. How you doing? With a $4 super chat, super sticker, I should say, and it's the coffee. She's got her CAF chat streams. If you're not subscribed to OG Star Wars, she does CAF chat. She's got videos and streams, and she's a part of the Gatekeepers Alliance. Go and subscribe. Thank you for the super sticker, Alora. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Alora, for 46 months, that's such a long time. Disney Lucasfilm is trying to stay relevant. Oh, yeah, fucking oath. Fucking oath. And that's the thing that surprises me actually the most, to be honest with you, is how much they actually did blow their load early. I was totally expecting the Tales of the Underworld to be released like mid-year, July, somewhere there. And then they had Visions, like I said. And then they do Visions. Not that anybody sort of really cares about any of that. All right, let's do Seal of the Week. Get rid of all of those tabs. Yeah, she is. Yeah, I know. 46 months, man. It's a long fucking time. Where am I? Here we are. And here we go.
I'm all the Jedi.
Purist. I finished it. Like a day or two ago. I can't wait. We're going to talk about it. If you're not subscribed to Star Wars Marvel Purist, we'll be talking about the rise of Darth Vader very soon over there. We did cover Plagueis already. All right. What the hell? What the hell? Where's my share screen that I completely fucked up? All right. So this is in response to the cinematographer saying that Leslie Edlin, what would George do? So we got M. She's had a couple of nominations. Says, one of the reasons I enjoyed The Acolyte was because of how similar it was to the prequels. The editing, sound design, cinematography, it all felt so nostalgic. Soul also reminded so much of Qui-Gon. The show had its flaws, but it had a lot of good things too. Wow. Soul reminds you of Qui-Gon, and the series reminded you of the prequels. Now that's saying something. That's saying something. There's nominee number 1. Nominee number 2, Jacob, is back. And responding to the Acolyte premiered on this day last year, he says, the show that was so awesome that the worst people online resorted, to complaining about fire in space and Kiadimundi's birthday to try and find something to hate about it. He's such a bitch. He's such a bitch. Yeah, we complained about those things, but those things, like the fire in space, in comparison to a lot of other shit, that was minor. Yeah, it got talked about a lot. And it was one of those things where I hated how that hijacked the discussion, basically. I did. I hated that. But it was irrelevant. It was a relevant criticism. And same with Kiadimundi's birthday. In fact, I think the Kiadimundi's birthday thing is way worse than fire in space. But that's not to say that the fire in space thing isn't a bad fucking thing. Jacob, you're an idiot, man. Fake wife crap. Now, I usually don't like nominating, like, you know, pages, so to speak. I usually like individuals, right? But I just could not go past this one. For a show about a guy, it certainly gave us some amazing female characters. Like, it's actually more so in the way that they, for a show about a guy, that's how I read that. But yeah, I'd say shit character, destroyed character, shit character and unnecessary character, shit character and unnecessary character, okay. She gets a pass. I think she's hot. I hate the act. I hate the way, like, the character looks. And I just really didn't like her character. But okay. Anyway, that gets the third nominee. I don't like it being in here, but it's in here. And then last, we have Kyle Katarn. I just went to Kyle Katarn because I was missing one and I wanted a fourth one. And he just writes, just dudes being bros. Oh, that was last year. I just grabbed it. It's fucking, I'm blocked. I'm blocked. Never interacted with him before, but I'm blocked. Which it's not surprising at all. Just dudes being bros. Oh, man. Next time they meet, Dave Filoni's like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Has no idea who he is. Anyway, they're your 4 nominees. Let's get the poll in the chat. Let's get the poll in the chat. Seal of the week. Nominee 1, 2, 3, and 4. Starting poll. So to just go through them again, we've got M, nominee number 1. Talking about how the Acolyte reminds her of the prequels, has that same nostalgic feel, and Soul reminded her of Qui-Gon. We had Jacob, also defending the Acolyte, but also probably giving it to the people that criticize the Acolyte for being such a shit show. Star Wars Culture gets a nomination for just pointing out that a show about a guy has many fucking great, amazing female characters. And Kyle Katarn being dude bros with Dave Filoni. Hey, dude. Hey, bro. Hey. Hey. I wonder if they had sex when they met up. And who would be the giver and who would be the receiver in that relationship? they'd rock off. They'd do rock, paper, scissors. They'd do the space rock, paper, scissors to see who receives first, but they'd both want it. That's how I see it. Oh, no. Oh, no. There'd be no chance. If Kyle Katarn went dressed as a wolf, he'd straight away become the bitch. David attack with some force and a vengeance. So gross. What are we looking at here, guys? We got 9 votes. Can we get a couple more? Can we get a couple more? Just going through them really quickly again. Number 1. Number 2, Jacob. Number 3, Star Wars Culture. Number 4, Kyle Katarn. Can we get a couple more votes? Would be nice. I think it's pretty much a blowout, and I think it's pretty much a given, but we did get a couple more then. I appreciate that. I was expecting a slightly smaller chat today. All the usual suspects are all here, which thank you very much for coming over. If you are here and you're new and you're not subscribed, do it. Subscribe, smash the like button. But yeah, because we didn't stream last week, and then I streamed the week before, but then also didn't stream the week before that. So it's kind of almost been for the last 4 weeks, been 1 week on, 1 week off. So yeah, a little bit of consistency always helps. We'll definitely be back next week. Hopefully my computer will be working a lot better. Give it to my mate this weekend, and hopefully I can get it back before Flashcast, or else I might end up doing Flashcast off my phone, which would be really annoying. Stay on that schedule. That's right. That's right. Thank you to the super chatters and the members. Appreciate you guys. You know, it's nothing huge or anything. It's I don't expect anything big, but I do appreciate the support. I really do. Every little bit sort of helps, and it's nice. It's nice to receive it. I will. You have a computer? Fancy. I do have a computer. I do. I bought a pretty good gaming PC after a little while. Like, I was just making videos and started the YouTube channel just with the laptop, and then the laptop started to falter a bit. I always, laptops, then they get to a point where the battery's fucked and you've always got to have it just plugged in to use it. So yeah, I just decided to invest in a pretty good PC. It's cool. I've had it for 4 years now, I think, something like that. Something like that. All right, how are we going on the poll? We got 14. Can we get one more? Can we get the 15? At least 15, and we'll end the poll. So number 1 is M. Number 2 is Jacob. Number 3 is Star Wars Culture. And number 4 is Kyle Katarn. And I think we've got the win. And we've hit the 15. So we're going to end the poll there. Thank you guys for participating. Ending the poll. I like how Melvin does it. He's got the dice thing and he does it. It's pretty cool. You know who I haven't seen in the chat today? Or if I have, I've missed him. Or Ghostface. I don't know where he's going. Where's Ghostface? So, in last place with 6% of the vote was M. Sorry, M. Not this week. Not this week. In second last place, second runner-up, is with 20% of the vote is Star Wars Culture. Good. I didn't really want Star Wars Culture to win, so I'm glad that you guys did well. You guys did well. In second place, the runner-up with 26% of the vote was Jacob. Jacob just can't find a trick at the moment. Can't find it. I've got a mate that knows computers really well. He's like, yeah. The battery, yeah. Yep. Thank you. And the winner of this week's Seal of the Week with 46% of the vote, which honestly does not surprise me, is Carl Catan. Just dudes being bros.
I'm the Jedi.
Awesome. Awesome. And that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. That is the show. I think it was good. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We got 2 hours out, which I'm surprised. I am. With the lack of Star Wars stuff, and there's going to be, I'm going to have to try and find some other shit to talk about for the rest of this year at least. So, yeah, stay tuned. Probably end up going into some Marvel stuff, some fucking, I don't know. We'll see. It'll just revolve around pop culture, I guess. But again, thank you all for being here. Thank you to the members. You guys and your ongoing support is always really, really appreciated. Everybody that did super chat, Daniel, thanks for that monster. For me, it's a monster, $30. Appreciate the super chat. And Melissa as well. Appreciate the sticker. SG1, that's right, Mudcrab. Go and watch it. And yeah, well, I guess we'll see you all next week. You can catch me obviously on Flashcast. I'm hoping I should still be able to make it, but yeah, I'm hoping that I get the computer fixed in time and we don't miss a beat. We don't break stride. Is there anything else? Back Flash's book. If you haven't if you haven't backed Flash's book, do it. Looks awesome. Good support there. What else? I feel like I'm missing something, and I want to sort of just make sure before I go. That's really it. Again, my apologies to side scrollers for being such a retard and not making it for the second time in a row too. Got mine ordered. Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, Brandon, day 2. How you doing? I did see you earlier. Hope you're doing well. Anyway, take care, guys. Thank you again. Hopefully next week I will be on screen and it'll be just, like I said, completely back to normal. Computer will be fixed and things will be going a lot better. So thank you again, everyone. We will see you all next week for another Casual Rage. And don't forget, we all know the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
What is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like dusting, ain't like dusting crops, kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. Or bounce into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
Be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're losing the deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking very caution.
You go away.
We bounced too near a supermarket?